Hi folks, welcome to today's video, training legs with a herniated disc, what is possible? Now, before we jump in, a little bit about myself. I myself had a herniated lumbar disc L5S1 back in 2005. I brought myself back to being fully fit again, fully gym fit, lifting, deadlifting, squatting, etc. I actually re-herniated the same area plus a few more bulging herniated discs, L2, L3, L3, L4, back in 2024. Once again, I brought myself back to being fully functional, fully gym fit, without any surgery, okay? At some points in my rehabilitation, I had really severe sciatica nerve pain, couldn't walk for a couple of weeks, but I overcame it with my own methodology and my own types of exercises that I'm here to show you guys today, some leg exercises that you should be able to do if you are suffering from a lumbar bulging herniated disc. So without further ado, let's jump into today's video. So folks, today I'm going to be showing you some leg exercises that I give to my clients, I've done myself during my rehabilitation journeys from lumbar herniated discs, okay? Now, a bit of a disclaimer, if you just recently been diagnosed with a lumbar herniated disc and you have got severe back pain, severe sciatica leg pain, then you'll be doing the sort of very minimal level of leg work. They'll most likely give you some sort of basic squats, which I will show you today, okay? But if you're advancing down 1 month, 2 months into rehabilitation, there are some exercises that you can do, okay, that will to train your legs. Why is it important to train your legs? Okay. Well, we are bipedal people, okay, humans. We walk around on 2 legs, and it is very important to have a strong lower body, strong hips, right? Because all the stresses you place upon that lower body, the stress transfers up, okay? If it's not being sort of put across the body, sort of in a perfect balance across your hips, okay? Maybe you go sort of weak right side, weak left side, you'll get uneven stresses going through your pelvis, which can cause more stress, more strain on the already injured lumbar disc region, okay? So I really believe in a global strengthening program when it's coming back from lumbar herniated discs. Now, of course, it always has to be done within your capacity, okay, what you can manage. So I'll be showing you exercises today, which are in some cases very easy at the bottom level and making some a little bit harder, okay? But I will explain as I go, all right? Obviously make sure if you're on rehabilitation, check this with your physio, of course, or check it with your doctor, right? People often ask about going back to the gym, you know, am I gonna maintain my strength? Bottom line, no, okay? But by doing various exercises, you will keep the sort of neural pathways of movement, squats, split squats, lunges, etc. in the brain, and it does all help for you to come back quicker, okay? So first up, we're going to jump into squats. So let's get going. So one of the most basic but necessary movements that you're probably going to be taught or shown, hopefully in physical therapy, tongue twisted today, is a basic hip hinge squat type maneuver, okay? Why? Well, it's necessary, of course, to strengthen the lower body because you need it to get on and off chairs, the bathroom and the toilet, okay, and in your car, all right? Because one of the worst things about this particular injury is we very quite often we start to stop doing a lot of different exercises, which makes everything weaker. We get atrophy, muscle wasting, so we end up getting more weak, puts more stress on the injured areas. So we have to keep moving. You have to keep trying to keep the strength that you have, or at least minimize strength loss. So a basic hip hinge squat, okay? Our feet are going to be parallel, right? Just outside, hip width apart. You can have the toes turned slightly outward, not quite parallel. And you basically are sticking the hips backwards, okay? We're hip hinging back. Very small squat, right? Now, obviously, depending on the level of pain that you have, you may be able to go to 45 degrees. Some may be able to go a little bit lower, okay? So we're working your glutes and your quads. Now, you can make things harder. You can purchase these bands, things like this off of Amazon. You can loop the band, okay? Put it around your knees. This will engage the sort of side glutes a little bit. So glute medius in here helps to stabilize your hips, sacrum region. And what you'll do is, as you squat down, you kind of push out against the band. So put the band just below the knee level there, okay? Use your hands as a counterbalance, and you can squat and push out to the side at the same time. To show you from the side there, put mine just a little bit above the knee. So I'm here, squatting back, pushing my knees out. Typically, I think about my kneecap going over my second toe as I do this, okay? And again, it's always to your individual maximum, right? Repetition wise, I'd go on the higher end, 15 to 20 reps, 2-3 sets, take 60, 90 seconds rest between each set, okay? Again, always to your individual maximum. If this increases sciatica nerve pain, makes your back pain worse, stop, okay? If you're not ready for this, or try one of the other exercises I'm about to show you, okay? Now we can move on from the regular two-legged squat to a single-legged squat. I'll show you that now. Now, one of the great tools that I like to use with clients is a suspension training system. You can, use one of these at the gym. You can get one yourself, about $30, $40 off of Amazon. You can hang it up at home, okay? Take it with you if you travel. It's a really good piece of kit that I recommend a lot of my clients get if they're planning to not go to a gym to do their workouts. Now, you can move from the regular two-legged squat, okay? You can move into a bodyweight squat using this for assistance, right? So typically, you do a normal one-legged squat, you'll go down to like a box or something. You're more unstable, okay? You've got to be careful you don't fall over, obviously, fall into the box, okay? With this, you can actually use your upper body to help pull yourself up, okay? So it gives you a little bit of assistance. Now, we can adjust this exercise to work more your quads and or more your glutes, okay? So I take the weight on my arms here, okay? Use my right leg there. Now, I'm basically gonna squat backwards, drop down. Now again, I'm going to go as low as I comfortably can go and come back up. Now, if I stick my hips back here, I get a lot more glute, okay? Less quad. If I let my knee travel forward, I get a lot more quad, less glute, okay? So I can adjust this going backwards and up, and also the knee going forwards to adjust more quad or more glute, depending which area I want to train. Again, okay, don't push into the point of pain, right? Take it very easy, slow repetitions. I can't stress that enough, okay? Tempo is very important, how fast you do the exercise, okay? So think of maybe 3, 2, 1, and come up. Don't just drop into it, okay? Momentum is not your friend during low back rehabilitation, all right? Now, if that becomes too easy, or you want something a bit more challenging, you can also use this for doing what's called a reverse lunge. Now, I like this again because it gives us some support, okay? So reverse lunge, we start with both feet facing forward, and I'm going to take a step back with one leg, and lunge down, and I can use this to pull myself up. I'm going to alternate backwards and forwards, and come up, and back, and come up, okay? Nice controlled pace here, and back. And again, you can use this as much as you need to take the stress off the legs a little bit, but at least you're getting some blood flow, some strength work into those legs. Again, always your individual maximum, okay? Repetition wise, 10, 12 per leg is perfectly fine. 60, 90 seconds resting, okay, between each set. Now, we've covered mainly quads, glutes, all those couple of exercises. Now let's move on to working a little bit more hamstrings and some extra glute work as well. Now I've come down on the floor for more hamstring glute work, okay? Now, some people may be able to do the lying hamstring curl exercise, okay? The video's gonna flash up in the screen here. I typically advise against it in the early stages just because when the leg gets stretched out like that, depending on the machine that you're using, it can aggravate the sciatic nerve a little bit. So it tends to be an exercise that I bring in much later on the journey. The basic one that you're going to get in rehabilitation will most likely be a two-legged, on the ground, supine hip extension, okay? Which looks like this. So I'll spin this way actually. You're going to be on the ground here, going to have your feet about hip width apart, maybe a little wider. Bend your knees, hands flat, head on the ground, squeezing the glutes, and you're going to lift up towards the ceiling. So you're engaging hamstrings, glutes, a little bit of lower back there. You'll come down with control. You'll just touch the ground and squeeze and lift, okay? Now, this can be made harder by switching to one leg. I can put this leg here. I can just push up with the one leg, or I can actually put this in one in the air, push up like so, okay? I can actually put a band around my knees like we did with squats. I can loop the band here, and this will engage the side glutes a little bit, okay? So we go here like so. Just again, outside the knees, put the stretch on, and engages the side part of my glutes. I lift up, squeeze, and come back down, okay? So I'm now getting a bit more engagement of the side glutes. Now, you may be past that, right? And you want to try something a little bit harder. So you can use a step, like a small step, and elevate higher and higher. A lot of people though are in the gyms, you'll have these physio Swiss balls, exercise balls, and these are another good piece of kit that I often get clients to get if they're just a kind of home gym user. And what this does, it elevates the feet. So now we have a greater range of motion to travel, okay? Gives us a little bit of instability as well, but the greater range of travel means that the muscle's under tension for that bit longer. So, beginning stages, I like get the person to bring the ball closer to them so there's more leg over the ball. Heels are more towards the back edge of the ball. And it's the same movement, okay? Hands are down, head is down, squeeze glutes. I'm pushing down into the ball. I'm not thinking about extending through my spine. I'm squeezing with my glutes to lift. Hold at the top, 1 second, down with control. Push, squeeze, hold, down with control. Again, momentum, okay? You see I'm very controlled here. There's no rush, I'm not dropping onto the floor. Squeeze, hold. Now, again, we can make that a little bit harder as well. I can actually go even, we can progress it step by step. We can do one leg and come down, okay? We can move the ball in. So now with the bent knee, when I push up, I've got a much bigger range of motion, more engagement with the hamstrings, really squeezing those glutes. We can also put a band around there. I can make this even harder again, and I can move to one leg. Push and come down, okay? Now, I can step this even further to bring in, excuse me, some knee flexion, okay? Which would actually be, we're gonna lift, curl the ball in, hold for a second, release and release. Lift, ball comes in, extend and release. So you see, I've gone through different steps of progression there. So you may find that you're actually able to start at a higher level, okay? Another nice one people can do, you come up here, you hold, and then you lift one leg up high and come back down. One leg comes up, one leg comes down. So it's like a little bit of straight leg marching, trying to engage those hamstrings, engage the glutes without exacerbating any sciatica nerve pain, okay? And that's, I keep harping on about it, but just remember guys, it's to your individual maximum, okay? Give the really basic one a go on the floor first. If you can handle that, then you can start to progress. Because the reason I'm giving you these progressions, you have to go through graded exposure, okay? So ever so often, increasing the intensity of the stress placed in the body, because otherwise the body won't adapt. One of the biggest problems with physiotherapy, I was just talking to the guy the other day, I'll give you this basic program to do, and it never changes, right? 3 months later, you're stuck. You can't go anywhere forward, right? Because they're not making it harder. You need to increase the intensity, the weight, whatever, of the exercises, the band resistance, okay, to force the body to adapt, right, to strengthen your way out of pain. Because for 99% of people, okay, that's how you get out of pain, all right? You've got to strengthen your way out of it so the body can support, okay, the damaged areas, and you can begin to lead a normal life again, all right? So we've gone through hamstrings, a bit more glutes. Let's finish up with calves. Now it's important to work the calves, mainly because the sciatica nerve goes in through the calf into your foot, okay? And we want to keep the strength of those calf muscles up, right? Get blood in there, okay? And simple, you can do this either in the gym, at home. I've got a couple of heavy textbooks here. I'm going to use the wall for support. I'm going to use my left leg first, okay? Put the front of my feet here on this, what we call step. You could have maybe a step in your house. Right leg goes behind, and I'm going to raise up on my toes as high as I can. I've got the wall for support here. Come back down, full stretch, push up, full stretch. And again, look at my tempo, very controlled. I'm not forcing, I'm not pushing anything, no momentum here. And you probably want to go 10, 15, maybe even 20 repetitions. Switch, do the other side, okay? And again, take your 60, 90 seconds rest between sets, okay? So, folks, I hope this has been useful. We've gone through a variety of different leg exercises, quad dominant, glute dominant, getting into the hamstring regions with progressions that will hopefully get you back on track with your lower body training if you are suffering from a lumbar herniated or bulging disc. Remember, it is always to your individual maximum. Okay, if any of these things bring about an increase in pain, right, then stop, try a different one, see how that feels. Okay, make sure, okay, you listen to your body. All right. Now, if you have enjoyed this content, don't forget, of course, to subscribe, like and share with other people who may be interested in it, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.